let's switch this up a little bit with Andre's other question, which is the opposite of that one. Is there something in life that you dislike, but everybody else seems to like? And I'm going to just throw something about myself out here that some people might know if they follow outonlimbs.com, one of my other websites. I'm a very picky eater. I don't like condiments like ketchup and mayonnaise and mustard. I don't eat relish. I just had a sandwich earlier today from Arby's that had pickles on it, and I was so mad about it because I hate the taste of pickles, and it can ruin everything. Uh, I don't drink soda. I don't drink beer or any kind of alcohol. I uh, don't even eat tomatoes or anything. So that's a really picky thing that I have, and it causes tons and tons of problems. But uh, in that regard, something that you dislike that everybody else seems to like, Peyton?
Fight Club.
Fight Club?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
What?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I hate that movie. I think it is one of the absolute worst movies I've ever seen. Wanted to fall asleep, but I had my friend next to me just kept poking me. No, this is the best part! And it was just something else that was completely boring. Way too much talking. The ending of it made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Apparently the ending in the book actually made sense as opposed to the one in the movie, but I don't know. I can't be bothered. So, yeah, Fight Club.
Ah, there you go. Already something I
Yeah,
totally
I
disagree with.
can't. You know what? I've heard. I've talked to people who hate Fight Club. It's just. You either gotta get it or you don't, and if it just didn't click with you, that's perfectly fine. You know, I can understand that with that movie. That's it's. I don't think it's a poorly made movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the themes and whatnot. It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, to be fair though, it bombed in the box office, so Peyton can't be wrong.
And one other thing I want to just add to that kind of goes hand in hand with it, I think, because it's a lot of the same reasons, is Stanley Kubrick movies in general.
I kind of agree a little bit. I think they're a little bit overrated.
I think he's the absolute most overrated director of all time. I'd say I would like maybe like the first half of Full Metal Jacket. Eyes Wide Shut was okay. And The Shining. That's about all he's got for me. Anything else is crap.
See, I think 2001 is amazing.
Worst movie ever.
Oh, if you're going to talk about...
that shit was so boring.
It is boring.
Are you serious?
It is boring, I'll give you that, but I do think that it's amazing. And
2010's a better movie.
Eyes Wide Shut was worse than 2001.
And I gotta say, if you're talking about most overrated movies ever, Wizard of Oz. Oh, I hate that movie. That's another thing that I dislike that so many people like.
Nah, I give Wizard of Oz a pass because of the time frame. I mean, if you keep it within its 1930s time frame, it's actually a pretty progressive movie.
That's a fucking cop out.
No, it's true. I mean, that movie, you would swear that movie's made in like the 50s or the 60s. That's where that movie belongs era-wise. But when you really think about that, this was made at the same time they were making movies like the Universal monster movies. It's kind of insane.
No, I always give it credit for what it was able to accomplish. I just hate the story.
That's fair. Not everyone likes musicals either.
Yeah, I'm not a big musical fan. But Burhan, something you dislike that everybody else seems to like.
It's a tough one. I'm trying to think. Actually, I know there is something because I remember someone was bellowing on about something. I just didn't like it. It just didn't click with me.
We'll come back to you then, Miguel.
I've got two, and it was originally going to be one, but since you guys brought up movies, there's one director whose work I think his earlier works were fine, but I think there was a certain period where he's just pretty much been on the downfall, and to me that's Tim Burton. I think everything pre-Nightmare Before Christmas is great. Everything he's done after that is awful. I can't stand movies like Sweeney Todd. I did not like his Planet of the Apes remake. I thought Sleepy Hollow was okay, just because it was the first like R-rated Tim Burton film he's ever done. But I thought I was not a big fan of Batman Returns. I did not like Alice in Wonderland. I think, like I said, post Nightmare Before Christmas, he just fell into this trap of remaking the same movie. I mean, it's basically just whatever movie he comes out with, aside from Planet of the Apes, is just Johnny Depp and his wife kind of just romping around in black in black clothes and whatnot, and his Dark Shadows remake was awful. But
I think it is. I think he's got like a fetish for Johnny Depp banging his wife.
Yeah. I mean, people have their guys. I mean, every director has their guy that they work with, whether it's Steven Spielberg and Shia LaBeouf, Martin Scorsese, and God, who's one of the guys that is always in Scorsese movies?
DiCaprio lately.
Oh yeah, DiCaprio and Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino and
Quite a bit of
Samuel
people.
Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. Yeah.
I mean, every director has their guy that they work with, but I think the problem with Johnny Depp in his movies is he plays almost the same character in every Tim Burton movie, it seems. And I'm just done with the whole Tim Burton thing. Maybe it's just because the whole goth and emo scene kind of adopted him as their god, and it's so oversaturated. But that...
Snake, are you there?
I'll come back in a second. I've got a phone call. Give me a minute.
Tim Burton's calling you up to complain about what you're saying.
Miguel, I heard that you thought all my movies were kind of the same. Well, how would you like to see Beetlejuice 2?
The thing is, I am kind of two ways about it. I'm happy to see another Beetlejuice movie with Keaton because I love Beetlejuice, one of my favorite movies. But they have a big possibility here of raping my childhood.
Well, hey, at least there's one movie that's not going to have Johnny Depp in it. Although Helena Bonham Carter is going to be in it. She's going to be playing Gina Davis's role.
What are you talking about? Johnny Depp's clearly going to play Winona Ryder's role.
I'll join the conversation in a second, guys. That was the pizza guy. He's just about to my front door, so I've got to get my money set up. So
bring him on air.
Yeah, how rude. You don't give us any pizza. Come on.
That's just rude,
Did you
Miguel.
bring enough pizza for all the listeners, Miguel?
Right.
yeah, just skip me and go to Steven Wago, and I'll come back with my second choice for what I hate. All right?
All right.
All right, continuing the Miguel Leon show.
Right. Steven, what do you dislike that everybody seems to like? And don't just go with the obvious with Miguel.
Well, since you asked me instead of Miguel asking me, I'll answer your question. There's three things: Doctor Who, The Dark Knight, and The Beatles. Don't like any of them.
The Dark Knight, like Batman in general, or the movie?
The movie.
I'll agree with you on the Beatles. I'm not a big Beatles fan. What was the first one?
Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'm not a follower of Doctor Who.
Doctor Who's boring. Everyone tells me to get into it. I just can't. The Dark Knight I thought was incredibly fucking overrated. And as far as the Beatles music goes, I can take it or leave it.
Did you think of yours, Burhan?
Yes. Iron Man 3. Hated it. The thing is, it wasn't all bad, but I just feel like Shane Black was directing a Bond movie, and he just crapped all over what made Iron Man so special, in a sense. He was just trying to focus on making Stark this kind of secret agent-y type character, and it left a bad taste in my mouth. That, and also, I'm not a big fan of Doctor Who either. Apart from, I was a big fan of the old era, just the new era of Doctor Who. I just don't see it. Everybody else is like, oh, you don't know what you're missing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I still don't see it. I don't see what makes it so great.
We have 4 other questions on the monthly mailbag that we're going to get to later, but we're going to be popping up a little bit more of the wrestling talk because we just took a little break for that. Back to the hot tags, another thing that we can quickly go around. It's not a hugely important kind of thing, but Alex Rodriguez might have been caught cheating on Tori Wilson. What do you guys think about that? Anybody want to chime in? What about...
Who's Alex Rodriguez?
He's a baseball player.
Oh.
A-Rod.
I don't know. I don't know who that is, so I can't comment. But why the fuck would he cheat on Tori Wilson? What a dickhead.
I'll tell you, A-Rod is one of the few people in this country that probably could find someone worth cheating on Tori Wilson with. So, he's not a smart move in general, but, he's going to do what he's going to do. It's what these sports stars do. They do lots of drugs, they go on the road, and they cheat on their women. It's nothing uncommon.
I hope so. I fucking hope he knocked her up just so she can take off his shit.
All right, I'm back, guys.
All right, Miguel, what do you think with Alex Rodriguez getting caught cheating on Tori Wilson?
I really don't have much to say about that. I mean, the guy's a big star. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I don't expect much from famous people in terms of being monogamous. I mean, the guy's a massive baseball celebrity. I mean, I wouldn't cheat on Tori Wilson, but A-Rod could probably afford to. I mean, he could probably get some high quality tail behind him. So, who knows?
Brian the Brain Show in the chat giving Tori Wilson no love whatsoever. No, poor Tori, blah, and then an evil face.
I love Tori Wilson. I'm a huge fan of hers.
Anyone
probably
that
say-
could have gone lesbo for her own storyline is I'm a fan of.
I'd probably say hers is like my second favorite Playboy issue.
She's Drew White verified by Michael Burhan.
Yeah, she's Sticky Hands verified.
Another kind of quick thing to talk about, RTruth has decided that he's finally going to make a rap album, partially because John Cena is going to get involved, and he's looking to get other people involved as well, like Eminem.
Is it called I Really Want to Kill My Career Part 2?
I think that this could actually be a good thing for him.
This could be the best thing he's ever done. This
You
should
know
have been
what?
done years ago.
There's no reason he should stay stagnant. Doing new things is good. I mean, his career is dead right now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or
think if
maybe he can
WWE
have Little Jimmy on the album.
I think if WWE's music label is going to be involved, we're going to see a lot more of RTruth on the on TV, especially if John Cena is actually going to be involved. So this could be the best thing for his career.
Yeah, they could end up having some kind of storyline of like some tag team matches between the two of them against 3MB. You know, we listen to your album and it sucks. Our album that we've never done is so much better. Not that it's going to be like the main event or anything, but
If John Cena's involved, then it might be co-main event.
anything that can get you with the top guy in the company never hurts.
Yeah, and if they get some actual like A-list rappers involved, they can bring them out at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that could be the whole purpose behind RTruth getting a match at WrestleMania by having a bunch of people rap with him on the way down to the entrance.
There you
Speaking
go.
of WrestleMania, I had a funny idea for a WrestleMania gimmick that they could do for this year, because I don't know if you guys read that article about the brother of Andy Kaufman coming out and saying that that Andy Kaufman is actually alive.
You expect
What?
him to have a match with Jerry Lawler?
How great would that be, to where they actually do find out he's alive, and Vince McMahon invites him to come to WrestleMania to take on Jerry Lawler, and he does. Can you imagine the media attention that would give WWE? Andy Kaufman's first appearance in like 20 years after his death. And
Well, wouldn't that be like really? Isn't it like a law that you can't fake your own death?
Not in America.
You sure?
I think there's a law if you've been convicted for killing someone, if you kill them, then you can't get trial or charged for it.
Yeah, people fake their own deaths all the time involving the government. It's called the Witness Protection Program.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And
Maybe he
paying
was
the
trying to
taxes.
get away from Jerry Lawler.
Hell, I wouldn't mind Jerry Lawler versus fucking Jim Carrey just so we can see him kick the shit out of him in real life.
Didn't they have that whole angle when he was shooting Man on the Moon, where he went around telling everyone to call him Andy Kaufman, and then Jerry apparently gave him a pile driver on set?
Well, I don't know about that.
I like
Yeah,
that.
there's a whole big story behind that. You'd have to listen into his fucking podcast to Boston.
I liked Jim Carrey in Man on the Moon. I thought that movie was pretty good.
Yeah, I'll endorse it. What about the RTruth thing? Anybody else have any other?
As long as he doesn't fucking do that song Get Crunk again.
Oh yeah,
And
that was
as
pretty
long as
awful.
he doesn't keep rapping on freaking set and dancing about, he needs. For me, I think he was the funniest when he was playing that heel Truth character.
That's not what his rap album's going to be like.
No,
Don't even
Of course
begin
not.
dreaming like it, because it's not going to happen.
he has one song just dedicated to what pigeons say.
If anything, he's going to do a song rehashing his Pretty Ricky gimmick. I think you're more
Oh,
likely to see
God.
that.
He
than
couldn't.
It would be hilarious if he did.
He could
like,
name his. He could name his album "Spiders and Ladders."
You could do a track called "Ode to Spiders."
No, that pigeon
He's
one's
ode
going
to
to be
spiders. It'd be something afraid of spiders.
that pigeon one's going to be his collaboration with that Elvis guy. It's going to be What Does the Pigeon Say?
Another topic that we can throw out here and pretty much just skip by really quickly, but what the hell? It's funny, so let's talk about it. Roman Reigns on a live show went to jump over the top rope and fell on his ass. And later on in the match, I don't remember who it was, but somebody did something where they fell on their ass, and Roman Reigns decided to just yell out, "That's what I did!"
That's Dean Ambrose.
So at least he's got a good sense of humor about that. Did anybody
Didn't
else see the footage?
CM Punk had imitated him like after the last Raw. Someone caught it on video camera. They was all like jumping over the rope and making fun of Roman Reigns.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that there's somebody in the business that has a sense of humor. You know, that they're not just stuck up and they don't just... Because, you know, if that was a veteran that did that, they'd probably just chew him out backstage if somebody laughed.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, joke's on them, I'm getting a push.
He's like, I'll just spear everybody who makes fun of me backstage. I can do it to multiple people at a time. Try to mess with me.
The thing is, if Roman Reigns wanted to fuck you up, he'd fuck you up.
I don't doubt it. Peyton, any thoughts about this? You're a big, probably the biggest Roman Reigns supporter.
I am extremely jealous of the ring.
All right, I think that we're going to just do one more hot tag here, then we're going to take a little bit of a break with the rest hold. And what better one to throw out for the next 5-10 minutes or so than AJ Lee at a live event in London was wrestling Brie Bella, and she apparently collapsed. Now, there isn't that much that's been said, whether or not it's an injury, or it's something serious, or maybe she just kind of was exhausted and something happened. Last I had checked, there wasn't any confirmation that she had a concussion, or that she went down with an injury, like, you know, her legs gave out, or she tweaked her ankle, or anything like that. But there
about AJ?
What was that?
You on about AJ?
Yeah.
Dehydration. It was released earlier.
Oh, they did say that? Dehydration?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what did the latest report say? Did it say that that's going to be a big issue and they're checking her out, or that she already has been checked
She
out?
is being evaluated by the WWE. I can get it right here. Yeah, they issued a statement today from Joey Styles' account of all things. Tonight in London, at WWE, AJ Lee briefly fainted during a match with Brie Bella due to dehydration. She is being evaluated by WWE medical staff, so that is the latest update on it.
Okay. Obviously, we don't know how this is going to affect the Survivor Series card, because it seemed like AJ was going to have a match with Brie Bella, or have a tag team match against the Bella Twins with Tamina involved. But if she's okay, it probably won't make any difference whatsoever. And if she isn't, they got to figure out a different way to get around this. Or just not have a Divas match. I mean, they could always do that. But, Peyton, what do you think that they will end up doing and what they should do in these circumstances?
Well, first off, I think saying dehydration is the easy thing to say with this. I think it's more likely this poor little girl is malnourished. I wouldn't be surprised if she's being kept on some kind of strict diet that's keeping her the size that she is, because she is just... I love the small girl and all that, but she's a little too skinny sometimes, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's going out of her way to keep that figure that she has. As far as what they're going to do, I guess that depends on how the tests come back. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to say whether she's fit to go out there and perform or not. If for some reason she's not cleared to wrestle, then obviously she should not be wrestling, and they got to do something else. The easiest thing to do would just to be to have some kind of faces versus heels divas match. You know, grab 4 or 5 divas from each side, throw them out there, give them 5 minutes. The guys are happy they got to see puppies and got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, all those B cups.
Any thoughts of what you would like to see them replace it with, Miguel?
I could care either way. I mean, the only thing that's going on in the division right now is that whole Tamina thing, and I hate to say this, but TNA's ripping them off better with their Lady Tappa storyline. In terms of what happened to her, it's unfortunate, and I think Peyton's got a point that it might just be the diet. It might just be the tour itself. I mean, it might have just been having to work all those matches all week. Probably just did a number on her. I think she'll be fine though. Dehydration is not something too serious. I mean, you can just you can bounce back. So I don't think it's going to affect the Survivor Series. I think we're going to end up seeing AJ versus Brie. I wish I could make a Shawn Michaels passing out joke, but I don't really remember too much of what that storyline led to, so I'm just going to tap out on that one.
You could have said that she lost her smile.
Is that what that led to?
No, those were unrelated.
It actually was.
No, they were completely unrelated.
No, the passing out concussion thing, is that what you were referring to?
That was when he was Intercontinental Champion. That led to the ladder match with Razor. The losing his smile was in 1997 when he didn't want to lose to Bret Hart at WrestleMania.
He embellished the knee injury that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Burhan, your thoughts on AJ Lee's situation?
I would have liked to say that she was dehydrated because of me, but I can't actually lay claim to that. In a sense, though, I feel bad for her, but hopefully she'll just, get herself sorted out. If there is a problem due to her not eating, then they need to nip this in the butt now, otherwise she's going to get very sick.
Well, it's the London area. What's your excuse? Come on, man.
London food sucks.
Well, I plan to go to the O2 to dehydrate her, but
London
Hey,
calling.
and by the way, Peyton, just to call you out, British TV is not that bad.
I didn't say British TV was bad, but it is bad.
You were saying it last week on the post show because you were like, British TV. Sucks.
No, he said British cartoons.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
shut up and sit in the corner.
We're going to take a little break here, and we're going to just run down all the scrambled segments of the rest hold. We're going to come back in a few minutes and run down the rest of the hot tags, start getting into the Ask Him questions of the week, and also talk about all of the other questions that you guys have sent in for the monthly mailbag. Make sure you guys call in 760-512-7247, or you can call in via Skype. See you guys in a few minutes.